So, MrBeast raised over $12 million towards providing clean drinking water for communities in need. Wow, that's actually really cool. It's nice to see a rich person, for once, opening up the gospel of wealth and give back to the communities that made him rich in the first place. And of course, the less fortunate. Bro thinks 12 million is a lot. LMFAO. Send it to Gaza. Like if you agree until he sees it. MrBeast is genuinely one of the most evil people alive today. I mean that. Okay, look, I agree that MrBeast isn't a complete saint. He has been involved in some scummy shit. I mean, just this year, Jimmy had a Las Vegas immersion event where you'd pay thousands of dollars to unbox a bunch of crappy prizes. I guess we should just be happy it wasn't a Chris Tyson immersion event. Alright everyone, open up your boxes for a fun surprise. What the hell is this? Is that CP? My box has a bunch of Shadman art. Why is mine sticky? MrBeast actually responded to the people calling him out, which he tends to do, and I don't blame him for doing that. Being criticized for committing a selfless act is fucking stupid, especially from people who just complain all day and don't contribute anything to society. Anyways, Jimmy had this to say, and personally I think it's a very reasonable response. Oh man, I'm out of breath. That was a lot of slopping. I think you guys deserve something a little bit more worth your while. I think it's time for another Diesel Patches life lesson video. We've learned how to get a job. I've taught you how to properly build your finances by developing some saving strategies. And now that you're actually making money, we must now review how to do your taxes. Alright guys, so today we're going to learn how to analyze and utilize a W-2. The form does look a bit scary for newcomers. Go ahead and show you that. But it's got a bunch of boxes and numbers, but really it's simple, especially if you file your taxes through a third party and this is your only source of income. I recommend doing that, especially if this is one of the first times, if not the first time, you're filing your taxes. TurboTax or H&R Block pretty much does the same thing, so you can have your pick. The first thing I want to establish, though, before you jump into your taxes is that you'll be given the opportunity to have a quote-unquote tax expert to help you out. These are always offered on every tax third-party site. But listen, they're not going to find anything within your taxes that you will not be able to find yourself. Doing your taxes should probably take a maximum of an hour. You don't need a tax expert to do all that for you. It's a waste of money. Don't procrastinate. Sit down, do your taxes like a big boy, and then go do whatever you need to do. Now you're probably expecting some sort of hack, or as the kids say these days, cheat codes, to pay less taxes. Unfortunately, such a method doesn't exist. There's an old saying, don't let the tax tail wag the dog. Essentially, you should refrain from fixating on tax deductions to minimize the amount you'll be paying that tax year. Some people are under the impression that if you buy an expenditure for the sole purpose to be a deductible for your taxes, you're actually losing money. And if you didn't see, we do have the vocab sheet right here for you guys if you aren't understanding what any of these terms mean. The impact of how much money you save isn't that much. If you happen to already know of some expenditures that could be deducted already while filing your taxes, then that's totally fine. That's awesome. You know, things that we happen to do already, but don't go out of your way to pay for extra expenditures just to reduce your taxes. Because in the end, you'll see that you're actually losing more money. So that's pretty much all you need to know in terms of what to think about before starting to file your taxes. There's not too much to it. The bulk of the taxes, though, comes from your W-2. You'll receive this in the mail before taxes are due, which is April 15th of each year. And as I said, this looks scary, but we're really just matching boxes with numbers. The reason it's important to review a W-2 is because everyone's is different, and it's possible that your W-2 last year could be different from the one you have for this year. You might even have mostly $0 in some of these boxes. That's okay, that's totally normal. You don't have to worry about it, but essentially you just fill out what's in the boxes. All I can say here is make sure you're filling out the correct box and the correct number, or you'll probably end up paying more and possibly get audited by the IRS. Now, if you're self-employed, you probably don't need to watch this video, but for those thinking about starting their own business, instead of your taxes being taken out of your paycheck, with self-employment, you'll be paying what's known as estimated taxes. And these are quarterly payments that you make, federal and state. And essentially you have to guess how much in taxes that you'll have to be paying. My recommendation is to pay a little bit more than what you think you owe, because you should get that money back. Okay, for the last section we'll cover is something called paid under the table. These are essentially unreported earnings from jobs that lack documentation. The most popular job relevant to this section is babysitting. You're probably asking yourself, as a babysitter, should I be paying taxes? And to that I say no. Do not bother. First off, ask for cash. In fact, demand you be paid in cash. Using Venmo can bite you in the ass later on because that is documented. Now, it is true that if you're spending money that you earned but did not file, the IRS could catch that. At this point in your life, you're most likely less than even below middle class. The IRS is not hunting you down. While the probability of you being caught by the IRS is very low, it is still a possibility. But here's the thing, though. We are not spending this money. Every dollar you earn from a paid under-the-table job should be stuffed under your mattress or locked in a safe in your home. Do not give it to a bank. Because when the banks collapse and the Glorgatron race takes over by invading our planet and enslaving humankind, who is the one that's going to have the most amount of USD that you can exchange for a new alien currency? That would be you, buckaroo. And that's how you stay ahead of the curve. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to another Diesel Patches Life Advice. I'll see you in the next one.